Welcome to the final day of Celtics training camp.
It's over. It's preseason now.
Marc,
training
we made
camp
it.
is over.
We made it. Preseason opens with a trip to Memphis tomorrow, but before then, the Celtics held a considerably long practice today, and we got to talk to Jaylen Brown. We'll hear from him in a minute, but he said that this has been the most strenuous training camp that he's been a part of. Now, it's something that we'll also hear echoed from Sam Cassell, who you spoke with. But when you're hearing that from Jaylen Brown, this is the guy who does these Olympic-level aquatic
Training
workouts.
in the water, yeah.
I mean, mentality, physicality, this is what we're hearing from Jaylen and echo down from Joe Mazzulla, of course, but throughout this team, this training camp.
Yeah, when you hear these things coming from the very top, like the leadership of the organization, I think it comes down as like that's the message of what we need to do to be able to compete and win games, right? Like we don't have to beat around the bush. Like Drew Holiday's not here anymore. Al Horford's not here anymore. Kristaps Porzingis is not here anymore. Those are three really good players, probably a couple Hall of Famers out of those three guys. So you've got to find a way to manufacture other ways to compete. And I think what they're trying to say right now is like playing physical basketball and like really trying to make the other team feel uncomfortable. That's a way that they can get away with that little bit of a less of a margin than they had last season. That's how they need to play this year in order to win games.
What's really fascinating to me, and I'd love to get your perspective on, is these kind of dueling tracks of what they're doing, where we hear they're playing with tempo, with pace, with physicality, but they also have so many of these young guys and or new guys. Think of guys like Luka, like Josh, who we heard from today, saying he's moving from a learning role in Minnesota to a new role here, and of course somebody like Ugo. And so it's like you're doing so many things at once. How do you see it coming together quickly when we're just weeks away from the actual season?
Well, if you've got a bunch of guys in their low to mid-20s, why not have them run and play fast, right? Like they've got the energy, they've got the opportunity, and that is the big word for these guys is opportunity. Like these guys have an opportunity in front of them that they haven't really seen in their NBA careers, and this is their opportunity to capitalize on that. So I think that what the team is doing is they're leaning into what their potential strengths are. And it might be playing fast. It might be playing chaotic. It might be trying to make the other team, like I said, feel uncomfortable. You've got to lean into those strengths. And this year, with all these younger players, I think that just happens to be one of those opportunities and one of those strengths.
Along with playing fast, well, there is the challenge of timing. And the Celtics are still in a little bit of a getting-to-know-you phase with a lot of these new guys on the roster. We heard from Jaylen Brown after this long practice today. Here's what he had to say about getting that timing right.
I think that's the biggest, I wouldn't say gap, but that's the biggest thing, the timing of everything. Kind of like what we've seen before, the timing is almost seamless. Like guys know where to be, guys know when to set a screen, guys know when to get out. It's we're working through some of those kinks in our timing, and I think that's the biggest difference of like how you can determine chemistry. When you see a team has a great chemistry, they have great timing is a big part of it.
So, Marc, when you hear timing, it's easy to jump to like, oh my God, are these guys like throwing the ball out of bounds? What's going on in this practice? And they're moving so fast and they're so physical. But what do you think that means for the stage of this team figuring out their identity, figuring out one another?
It might not look as beautiful as we might all hope when they play in their first preseason game tomorrow. Because, I mean, Jaylen Brown just said it straight up, like, we're still learning each other. And that's one of the most important parts of training camp, which is now complete. And now it's going to go into the phase of preseason. So they've got time. They've got another 2 or 3 weeks until the regular season begins. But this is a process they didn't have to go through last year, right? Because all of the guys came back from the championship team. This year it's a little bit different. So to your point, they are in a little bit of a learning phase right now and trying to figure out everybody's timing. And that is so important. I mean, we're around sports, we cover sports, some of us played sports. Like, it is so critical to be able to have the timing with your teammates, to know where they're going to be, for them to know where you are going to be at the exact moment when you're going to be there. So they're working on it. It sounds like it's a work in progress, so it might not look perfect tomorrow night in the first preseason game, but they're working on it, and hopefully by the regular season, they've got it ironed out.
On top of that, Jaylen told us that one thing that he's looking for from some of the younger and newer guys on this team is for them to be studious about each other, studious about getting used to Celtics basketball and embracing that. So when you hear that, like, how do you translate that in Jaylen Brown language?
He said it. I wrote it down right here. He said, I want us to be the smartest and most studious team out there. That's Jaylen Brown talk,
He's
right?
hanging out at
That's Jaylen Brown
MIT
talk. I
so
know.
much.
He loves to be studious. He's one of the smartest guys we've ever been around, and definitely inside this building. So he just wants the rest of the team to be that way. And these two things are related, right? Like in order to be have the timing with your teammates, you've got to be studious. You've got to be able to watch the film and put in the time that's necessary to learn what your teammates' strengths are. So I think that's what he was getting at there. But he doesn't want that to end in the preseason, end in training camp. He wants that to carry through the whole season. And again, those margins that you can win. If you are the smartest and you are the most studious team out there, that just gives you a little bit more ability out on the court.
Absolutely. Well, you got to catch up with lead assistant coach Sam Cassell. Let's hear from him about his perspective on this strenuous training camp so far.
All right, assistant coach Sam Cassell, kind enough to pop over to the desk for us today. What's up, man? How's camp going?
Man, camp is going real good. We're getting a lot out of our guys. We are pushing our guys to a limit that they're reaching right now. So camp is going real well for us right now.
A week in. Hard to believe. A week ago was media day. What have you learned about the team so far over the course of this first week?
Oh, they're a very tough team. We're going to play a little faster this year. On the defense end, our offense is going to change a little bit, but not much. But we're going to play extremely fast, tough. How camp been going? You know, camp been going. Camp is tough, hard work, long. Again, hard. You know, I've been in this league 30-plus years, and this might be the hardest training camp as a coach that I've been a part of.
You know what Joe said last week, though, right?
What's that?
He said that's recency bias. That's the only reason why he's saying that. He's like, he doesn't remember what it was 34 years ago.
That's right about that. So I'm just telling you, as a coach, this is the hardest camp that I've been involved with.
There's the
as a coach.
detail.
That's
All right.
the details.
So you talked about the offense maybe being a little bit different. I think all the fans out there are like, all right, what is going to be different about this team than maybe what they see in the last couple of years? What do you think is the thing that'll stand out to the fans when they see the team on the court tomorrow night?
Well, we always played hard, but we're going to play even harder this year. We have to. We're smaller. Last year, we had the biggest team in the NBA, one of the biggest teams in the NBA. This year, we may have one of the smallest teams in the NBA.
1 7-footer.
You know, 1 7-footer. But guess what? We got guys like Payton, Pritchard going to keep it all dark white. JB going to be the leader that we know he can be. And it can be fun this year, just coaching this team.
What's the process of like that first week of the season of trying to install the offense, the defense, the principles? I know you guys have been around here for like 2 months with some of these guys, but like what is that first process for the fans out there who haven't been able to be in
It's been really easy for us because, like you said, we've been here for like 2 months showing everybody what we need to do offensively and defensively. So it's going to be fun. Guys going to get after it. You'll see our team picking up full court.
Let's go.
We call it the war zone.
All right.
We
Is that the term that's actually being used out here? The war zone. All right.
The war zone.
I know Payton Pritchard loves the war zone. He loves to pick
Pritchard,
up
dark white. After this time, everybody loves the war zone. So it's going to be fun.
All right. Looking forward to it. All right. First game tomorrow night. It's in Memphis against the Grizzlies. What are you looking for out of a team when they take the court for the first time as a group this season in the preseason?
For 2 months, it's always good to see different faces. So our guys looking forward to that. Just seeing somebody else how they play differently than us. But it's going to be fun. Our guys are ready for the challenge, and we're looking forward to it.
What do you expect out of this first game?
A hard playing group of guys. So that's all I can expect, and I know I'm going to get that from these guys.
Yeah. Well, hey, in Boston, we all know we love a hard-playing team. It sounds like that's what we're going to have all season. Sam Cassell, season 34? 34 seasons this man's been around. Love it. Hopefully we get you another ring sometime soon.
That'd be awesome.
All right. Sam Cassell, thanks for coming over, man. Appreciate
it.
So early on, I got to say, I'm loving this dynamic that we're getting between Joe and Sam about it's not the hardest camp. No, it's the hardest camp that I've coached.
Yeah, only coached, all right? It's not 34
This is
years.
recency bias. I mean, look, if you're running a hard camp, own up to it. So
Yeah.
It's a hard camp. I love it. I love it for these guys.
Sam definitely thinks this has been a challenging camp. The camp is now done, so they can talk about that for the rest of their lives.
Another thing that Sam is getting us all hyped up for, and he has this ability just with his infectious personality, is this backcourt, talking about that war zone that they're in.
War zone.
I mean, when you hear that combined with, okay, you look at the adjustments that officiating went through in the playoffs last year, this hyper-physical kind of defense, and seeing the compass kind of pointing that way, it gets me really excited for the brand of basketball that we might see. Am I overestimating the kind of Celtics team that we might see out there, Marc?
Well, we already talked about physicality and trying to make other teams feel uncomfortable, and like this all goes together. And when you start using the term war zone, that means like you are really trying to make the other team feel
Payton
uncomfortable.
Pritchard's walking out there with his neck all scratched up. Like, what's going on
it
here?
happens, right? If you're going at it and you're getting ready for the regular season, it's going to happen. But my mind immediately, when he said that, my mind started going back to Payton Pritchard during his early days here with the Celtics, where when he checked in, he was picking you up full court. And I think that might be something that we just see not only more often from him this season, but maybe from the whole team. I mean, that's what it sounded like from Sam Cassell when he was standing over here. So, like, war zone, like, I'm thinking of that term, and it just makes me feel like they are trying to make the other team feel uncomfortable. And the Celtics have the players on the roster this year to be able to not only do that, but be able to do that and sustain it.
Absolutely. I think the backcourt is the most exciting piece of the team to watch early in this preseason, seeing where Anthony Simons jumps in.
Josh Minot, like we talked to him today, he loves defense, right? That's all he talked about today. And so I think he's revved up to try to play a little role in that as well.
Okay, well, that game gets going at 8 p.m. tomorrow night on NBC Sports Boston. You can continue to catch all our coverage. Celtics.com, Celtics YouTube,
All
Celtics
the channels.
social media
All
channels.
the channels.
Celtics are everywhere. Celtics are everywhere.
Subscribe.